The decision makers show the initiative, the imagination, and the determination to put them to use.
Sir Howard Nash, chairman of Carfax International, speaking at the Windsor Gardens. But was this speech just a superior piece of window dressing, or a genuine initiative towards redressing the economic imbalance that divides Britain in the 90s?
Yes, I meant every word of that speech. And to prove my point, I shall be staying in Blackpool for the rest of the week. If, during that time, anybody who has serious and properly thought-out ideas for investment and development in the North would care to contact my personal assistant, I can guarantee them a thorough and sympathetic consideration.
All right, Sunshine. Serious and properly thought-out ideas coming up. Let's see if you put your money where your mouth is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dearie me, that's a very dodgy sign, that, you know, told on the telly. At least if you talk to yourself, you're in a better class of nutcase. Yeah, well, I'll bow to your superior knowledge in that department, big brother. Where are you going? Nowhere special? You'll be all right. It's play bus in 10 minutes.
Spin the wheel of misfortune, throw the loaded dice. Mind your peace, jump the queues, we're bursting through the north-south divide. But we gotta get it right. Two brothers together, together whatever. With one-way tickets to ride. Coasting, with the sun in our eyes and our family ties, we'll be given just one more try to get it right.
Sir Howard Nash is sweet.
Is that Sir Howard Nash speaking?
No, I'm sorry, Sir Howard's busy at the moment. This is Frank Summers, his personal assistant. Can I help at all?
Oh, Mr. Summers, this is Allenby Enterprises. I have Mr. Michael Baker for you. Just a moment, please. You're through now, Mr. Baker.
Mr. Summers, this is Mike Baker, Allenby Enterprises.
Yes, Mr. Baker, what can I do for you?
Well, hopefully, Mr. Summers, it's more a question of what we can do for each other.
I saw Sir Howard on television this morning, and if he's serious about looking for projects in the North, I've got a couple of strong ideas that might grab him.
Really? Well, that all sounds very interesting, Mr. Baker. Have you anything on paper? Drop it in at the hotel reception and we'll get in touch when we've had a chance to study.
Actually, Mr. Summers, I think it would be better if I presented the ideas to Sir Howard in person.
I mean, when it comes to business, there's no substitute for really local knowledge.
Yes, you'll forgive my saying so, Mr. Baker, but you don't exactly sound as if you were raised on black pudding and rugby league yourself.
Right, well, if you'll forgive my saying so, Mr. Summers, I think Sir Howard's actually a little late in the day recognising the development potential of the North. We've been up here for some time now, checking out the situation from every angle, and we've got our game plan pretty well worked out.
Yes, well, as I say,
like
Mr.
this
Baker...
beach project, for instance.
Beach project?
Oh, I thought you'd know all about it. All round Blackpool? Well, all round the North. There's miles and miles of polluted beach that's got to be cleaned up before 1992. And the government wants it done privately. Now, the Aussies, they've known how to deal with this for years. They've got machines specially designed for the job. Now, all we got to do is get the machines over here and then assemble a labour force.
Yes, well, that does
And
sound...
think of what it'll do for Sir Howard's corporate image. How green can you get?
Give him half an hour on Thursday morning.
Boss!
Very good.
So were you.
No, but you were very good. I'm impressed.
Are you? I can't work you out sometimes, Teresa.
That makes at least two of us. Let's have a look at your proposals, then.
Oh, no, they're all in here. And I got exactly, 12 hours to get them all down on paper and produce the best presentation document in history. Do you think Daniel will mind if I use his office?
I don't know, lad. There's wear and tear on typewriter ribbon, cost of paper, and electrical light to consider.
You going?
Don't tell me. You had this fantasy I was going to provide you with coffee and sandwiches at hourly intervals.
No, of course not.
Or even that I might have nothing better to do all night than be your unpaid typist.
No, the very idea. Hey, moi? Actually, Do us a favour, Teresa. Don't say anything about this to the family just yet. You know, just in case it all turns rancid. And don't say anything to Eddie, OK? In fact, especially not to Eddie. Right.
Hello, love. Sorry I'm late. You know, it's something came up last minute. Something pretty big, actually. I'd stay and deal with it, you know. Do you want to have one of these? Yo, wait. Yo, my man. 2 more of these when you get a second. So, have you missed me?
Who the bloody hell are you when you're at home?
Model? Dancer? Actress? I mean, don't tell me you're not in some form of show business, because I just simply won't believe you.
I've told you, you're wasting your time. I'm being picked up in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I just can't believe someone would be so ungallant as to leave a beautiful girl like you sitting in a place like this, even for 5 minutes. Honestly, some geezers. No idea. No finesse. Cheers, my man. Keep the change.
Are you in show business?
Well, I'll be honest with you,
Josie.
I'll be honest with you, Josie. It's not my main field of interest. I mean, I do have rather large holdings in the local entertainment business, but then who doesn't? Out of his contacts you're looking for. I mean, this geezer who's keeping you waiting. Does he have the contacts in show business, the press and LA that I've got?
He has contacts everywhere.
Ah, but is he going to buy you the delicious 6-course champagne dinner for 2 that I would if I was in his place?
He could buy me bloody rest. Oh, and here he is, right on time.
In his chauffeur-driven Rolls-Royce, no doubt. Sorry I'm late, girls, only you know how it is. Something turned up last minute. Something pretty big, actually. I'll just stay and sort it out.
What are you still doing here?
Oh, Danny.
Burning the midnight oil, are you?
Yeah. Yeah, I hope you don't mind.
No, why should I mind? As long as you don't start putting in for overtime.
Actually, Danny, it's not really company business.
No?
No, it's just a few ideas I'm chucking about.
Yeah? Well, we'll have a chat about it once you're all sorted.
Well, I don't know if...
Then it doesn't matter how brilliant your ideas are on paper. You're going to need proper financing. Contacts in the right places to help you get them off the ground.
You'd understand, Danny, thanks. That's why I'm taking this one to the big boys.
Oh, yes. Well, suit yourself, Mike. Don't let family loyalties...
Look, I just thought...
No, you carry on, help yourself. Everybody knows paper grows on trees. And why not have the lights burning all night? I only pay the bloody bills.
time is it?
It's 6:30.
Where have you been on that? You take a little stop out. As if I didn't know. Hey. You tell me about it or what?
Edward, I know that every time you score, you have a little column about it in the Gazette. But we don't all need to shout about it from the rooftops. Why did you pull it? Let's just say I haven't closed my eyes all night and leave it at that. Shall we?
Shall we shut your alarm for then?
I've got a business meeting in a couple of hours. Some of us can manage a love life and a career, you know. I suppose it's something to do with the difference in our ages.
Good heavens, Josie, what an amazing coincidence.
Piss off.
Don't be like that.
I mean it. Piss off.
Where's the roller this morning? Got puncture? All right. Don't take it out on me. I haven't done anything.
Of course, Shag, you're a bloody man, aren't you? Take what you can get and kick the poor little cow out on her ear. You're all the bloody same.
Don't mind me saying so, Josie. Isn't that just a trifle sexist? I mean, I don't know who this geezer is or what he's supposed to have done.
Yeah, you'd get a shock if I did tell you he was. You'd think at least he'd know how to treat a girl decently.
Yeah? Well, as you're obviously not going to tell me who it is.
Oh, I'll tell you all right. I'm going to tell the whole bloody world.
Sir Howard Nash,
Sir?
could you give this to him, please? He's expecting it.
Oh, more smart ideas, eh? Hope they're up to scratch.
I'm sorry?
So far, we've had export Blackpool rock to Russia with Glasnost written through it, turn the Golden Mile into a Grand Prix circuit, and stick a bloody windmill on top of the tower.
I think this will get more serious attention. Sir Howard has granted me an appointment. Cheers.
Sir Howard Nash. Oh, the dirty old devil. Who'd have believed it?
Oh, I see. Gone up in your estimation now, has he?
What? No, but I mean, you know, he hasn't exactly gone down.
You're all the bloody same. Oh, ever such a gentleman beforehand, of course. Sending car to fetch you. A little more pâté, my dear, another glass of champagne. Then in morning, it's, you don't mind if we don't use the car, do you? Only someone might recognise us. Can't be too careful. Come get rid of me fast enough.
Oh, come on, you didn't expect it to last forever, did you?
I thought we were going to have a meaningful relationship, yeah.
What, you thought he was going to leave his wife?
No, of course not, turnip bonds. But I thought he might, well, you know, take me nice places. Take me for holidays. Barbados, places like that. Maybe even get me a nice little flat.
Yeah, I could see that could be fairly meaningful.
Instead of which he treats me like a common tart. Well, he's going to wish he hadn't. I get off here.
So, what are you going to do then, Josie?
Do? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to ring up every paper in England. The Sun, the Daily, the Star, the Mirror. And whoever's willing to pay most can have the whole story. Every gory detail.
Yeah, well, fair enough, I suppose.
Fair enough? Fair enough? Hang on a minute. You know some people on papers, don't you?
Well,
you said you did. You said you had friends on papers.
Yeah, well, yes, right, yeah, and old mate of mine.
Listen.
Eddie.
Eddie?
You can sort of fix it up for me, could you? I mean, well, I'm only doing it to teach him a lesson, but, well, I might as well get paid for it. It's only fair, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I suppose so, yeah.
What do you mean, I suppose so? Oh, I see. Typical. You feel sorry for him, is that it? He's just one of the lads having a bit of fun. Never mind him cheating on his wife. Never mind him treating me like a common prostitute. The lads will stick together.
Well, yeah, if you put it like that, I suppose he has got it coming, yeah. But you want to watch these press, you know. Ooh, you can't trust them an inch. I mean, they're always gabbing on about, you know, how much these stories cost them. But I mean, if they can get a story for nothing, they will, you know.
Bastards!
Oh, sure. Stories I could tell you about. The stunts they pull to save themselves money. They screw you as soon as look at you. Pardon the expression. No, you leave it to me, Josie. I'll make a few phone calls. I know these people. I know the way they work. I'll make sure you get a fair deal.
Oh, I'd be very grateful, Eddie.
No, you've got a great story here, Josie. It's a great story and it's one that deserves to be told. In the interest of justice and the rights of women everywhere. And it's only fair you get a little bundle and all, eh?
Well, it is. It bloody is. Well, I'm entitled.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, before we go any further, Squire, perhaps we ought to be talking dosh. Yeah. Well, that's the young lady that's asked her the question of my introduction fee. Yeah. Oh, now, look. I came to you because you've got a reputation for generosity in this area, but there's nothing to stop me putting it up for auction. What? Yeah. Well, that seems like a reasonable base to start negotiations from. I'll see you at 4 then. Where we agreed. Ta-ta. Tell them to hold the front page.
Hey, what's happening?
Never mind what's happening. I'll tell you about it when it's come off, right? Okay. Well, you look quite pleased with yourself, I know.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you about it when it comes off.
Oh, fair enough, bro, fair enough. See, I told us, didn't I, eh? Told us it's only a matter of time before we landed on our feet. See, with my looks and my brains and your support, eh? The only way is up. Ooh, baby, I said for you and me, howdy-ho. Oh, bad luck, sir. Only just missed. Never mind. Here, I'll have another go. I'll load you up again.
All right, so where do I find this bimbo?
Gently, Squire, gently. And this is not a bimbo. This is a nice girl, a sweet girl, an innocent girl. Even Arthur Nash has done the dirty on her. She's not at all happy about plastering him all over the front pages.
No, of course not.
She's going to take a lot of coaxing, a lot of convincing.
Yeah, well, we agreed your fee on phone.
We didn't agree on anything, Squire. And anyway, that was my finder's fee, not my negotiator's fee.
I can go half as much again. That's my absolute limit.
God, you're hard-nosed like you journalists. Well, I think we can do business. It all depends what kind of arrangements we can come to for my client.
Your client? Not your nice, sweet, innocent client.
That's the one. I mean, I think I can convince her that it's her duty to expose Nash's hypocrisy and total lack of moral fibre in the interest of the community at large. But it's her reputation's going to take the bashing along of his, you know. So, what kind of compensation are we talking here?
10,000? 10 measly thousand? It's worth double that.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, and I always, you know, try it on a little bit at first. Yeah, all right, I'll see what I can do. Right? But first, I think we ought to come to some proper, you know, financial arrangement.
Eddie, I thought we were good friends.
We are good friends, Josie. We're very good friends. Yeah, that's why we don't want to spoil it by arguing over money, do we? So I thought, you know, get it out of the way now. So, I mean, once your story comes out, now you're going to be famous. Eh?
Yeah, that's right. I am.
Oh, and you're going to have people after you for all sorts of favours. Yeah, photograph sessions, TV interviews, opening school fetes. Well, maybe not opening school fetes, but I mean, you know what I mean. Now, if you feel strong, you can handle it all by yourself. Take it from me, babe. That's a jungle out there. A real jungle. With sharks swimming everywhere.
How much?
Well, the normal amount is 15%.
Eddie.
But, you know, seeing as we're friends, good friends, good friends. I'm happy to settle, you know, for 10%.
25 grand.
Go on, you know it's worth it.
Your little friend had a real struggle with her conscience, did she?
She did. Agonising to watch.
I can imagine. All right, I suppose it's worth it. But for both your sakes, I hope you're not pulling my chain.
Amazing.
What is?
Newspaperman's command of the English language. Well, I suppose all that's left is for me to bring you two young people together.
Anyone can talk a good idea. It's how it stands up to close scrutiny that really matters. I just want to refresh my memory on one or two points.
Of course, it might not be exactly what you're looking for.
Oh, well, let me be the judge of that.
Yeah, fine.
Do help yourself to coffee.
Oh, thank you. If there's anything you want to ask.
No. Well, let me tell you what my first thoughts are.
Sir Howard, I'm sorry to interrupt.
What is it, Frank?
I really think I should see this at once.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Bloody hell.
The dirty old devil. Who is? Honestly, it's disgusting.
What?
Sir Howard Nash and his carryings on.
All right. Coming up here telling us all how to run our businesses.
No, not that. This.
No, Sir Howard has absolutely nothing to say. Because for one thing, he's an extremely busy man, and for another, he deems it best to treat these allegations with the contempt they deserve. No, we have no further comment. Sir Howard Nash is sweet. No, I'm sorry, I have no comment to make on this matter.
Should I? Would it be better if I came back later?
Yes. I'm sorry, Mr. Baker. Once you reach a certain level in our society, the vultures are on permanent sentry duty, waiting to pounce if you make just one mistake. And it is just one. I don't expect you to believe this, but this is the first and only time I've been unfaithful to my wife in 15 years of marriage. I lost my head for one moment, and now I'm paying for it.
I'm really very sorry.
Of course, what is truly and deeply distressing about all this is that the person who will really pay for it is my poor wife. But then you can't expect these people to bother themselves with things like that.
No, make something up, whatever you people do.
Oh, well.
I'm sorry, that's it. Goodbye. Sir Howard, I'm afraid that was the Times. Not for comment.
Sir Howard, excuse me.
Here, look, here, look. Very good. Something to keep you warm in the winter nights.
Hiya.
Oh, Teresa. Do us a favour, will you? Look like you're still for half an hour. Mike's supposed to be taking over, but he's late.
Oh, he's late for you. Now you know what it feels like. What's the panic?
No panic, I just need to get the bank before it closes, that's all.
Well, I can let you have a tenner till tomorrow.
A tenner? A tenner? Teresa, darling, I don't want to appear flash or anything, but we're talking about seriously large dosh here.
You don't just live in Cloud Cuckoo Land. You're the borough engineer.
But I'll tell you what, you look after the stall for half an hour, and tonight I will treat you to the most sophisticated, glamorous, no expense spared night of your life, right?
Oh, yeah? And where's all this money coming from?
I mean, it probably won't even be half an hour. He should be here any minute. He's 20 minutes late already.
We had a very important appointment. Well, at least I think he said something.
Oh, very nice for you to put an appearance, little brother. Oh, times you've been late. Yes, don't tell me now. I know what it feels like.
So? How did it go?
Well, don't really know yet.
What? I either liked your ideas or he didn't.
I think he liked them. At least one of them, anyway. He's going to ring me in an hour, so fingers crossed.
I'll take it in 20s and 50s, please, sweetheart.
I'll need to check your account first, Mr. Baker.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
I'm sorry, your account remains in its customary deficit. No checks may be cashed.
Do what? Look, I paid in a large cheque yesterday, express clearance. They said it'd be through today.
That cheque has been stopped.
Stopped? What the hell does that mean?
Jack Squirrel. That's right, Mr. Baker. We have stopped your cheque. And if I had any say in the matter, we'd be making arrangements to stop your breathing. I'll tell you, Mr. Baker, because thanks to you, this paper is staring at libel damages of something in the region of £1 million, not to mention giving over the whole of the front page to a massive retraction. Why? Because your sweet, little, innocent client is so sweet and innocent. She hasn't even got the brains to know she's bloody well bonking, that's why!
Eddie!
Oh, you do recognise me. Then I had heard you was having trouble with your eyesight.
Eddie!
What's all this crap you've been spouting, a squirrel?
It's not crap, it's the truth. There's been a terrible mistake.
I'll say there bloody has.
It wasn't Sir Howard Nash at all. It was somebody else. This other man, Frank Summers. Well, he works for Sir Howard. Well, I didn't know. I mean, they look quite like each other. Of course, when he came round this morning, I was flabbergasted. Never been so embarrassed.
Bullshit. And why should this bloke Summers pretend to be Nash?
To impress me, of course, as you could get me into bed with him. He was terribly upset. I felt quite sorry for him.
You lying little cow.
Listen who's talking.
Hey?
Contacts on papers. That man Squirrel said he'd never heard of you.
Didn't do you any harm, though, did it, eh? Hey? Are we off on our jollies, are we? Let's see, the news page of 25 grand. What did Nash do? Double it?
In actual fact, Sir Howard's offered me a job in one of his Barbados subsidiaries.
What for? Telling lies about him in the newspapers?
Look, the man who deceived me was one of his employees. He feels morally responsible. I think it's very nice of him. Look, Eddie, you can't complain. I never wanted to do it in the first place. You shouldn't have talked me into it.
There you go. Oh, Mike, I don't know. This man, Nash, is he really the kind of man you want to work for, eh?
Oh, Maria, I told you.
Yeah, it wasn't Howard Nash at all. It's a completely different man.
But the papers.
The papers got it wrong, as usual.
You'll see. They're going to print the whole truth, plus an enormous apology.
Well, I hope so. You're a good boy, Mike. I don't like that you should work with a man who don't honor his marriage vows.
No, of course not.
Of course not. Right. Here's to you, Mike. Well done.
Well done.
Bravo.
So does this mean you'll be wanting to give up your interest in the business, then?
Danny?
Just asking, that's all.
Eddie! Isn't he marvellous?
Hey? And what marvellous?
Well, Mike's job. Don't tell me you don't know about it.
He's got a big job with a famous London businessman. 15,000 a year.
15? That's just a retainer, just to keep my eyes open for projects up here. There'll be a hell of a lot more if I get something off the ground.
Oh, that's terrific. Yeah, really terrific. Well done, mate.
Thanks, Eddie. You said things were going to pick up.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Well, come on. Give Eddie a glass. Right. Here's to Mike. No, not to Mike this time. To his boss. Sir Howard Nash. Oh.
right now?
Yeah, fine.
Oh, I'm sorry, Eddie, I forgot to ask. How'd your project pan out?
Pan is right. Down a pan, right round a U-bend.
Oh, I'm sorry, mate. Still, be your turn next time, eh?
Yeah. Howard Nash, eh?
Yep, that's right.
Well, I just hope he's more reliable as a business partner than he is as a husband.
Since when did you become a passionate believer in the sanctity of marriage? Anyway, it wasn't Nash, it was...
Yeah, I know. It was his personal assistant. Don't tell me you swallowed that crap and all.
Can you keep a secret?
Eh?
It was Nash.
You amaze me.
Oh, the thing is, I just felt so sorry for him, you know? Oh, he just seemed so shattered by the whole thing and screwed up about his wife and all. Oh, it just didn't seem very fair. And then, oh, I don't know, it just came to me.
Do you mean a cover-up was your idea?
Yeah, it's good, wasn't it?
You so what? No. Well, no, I mean... No, well, I thought you got this cosy little job because Nash liked your ideas.
He did like my ideas.
I'm sure he likes one of them. I don't suppose he's even looked at the others.
Oh, thanks, Eddie. Thanks a bloody million.
Well, do you think it's a nice way to get a job? Helping some randy old hypocrite cheat on his missus?
Once. He cheated on her once.
Oh, yeah, sure. Maybe it was only once, Mike. Yeah. And maybe the world's flat and the moon's made of green cheese.
Look, even if he did do it more than once, that would just be human weakness. Whereas the news and the kind of people who tell stories about their sex lives are just the scum of the bloody earth.
Not necessarily. You could say they're performing a public duty, exposing corruption and hypocrisy amongst the rich and famous.
I suppose you think the little Tyrag deserves a medal, yeah?
No, I'm just saying she might have a case.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about the girl. I'm talking about the little prat who found her in a bar and then came up with the old mucky idea. Now, I suppose in your eyes, he's some kind of public benefactor, yeah?
Well, in a way.
Anyway, I wouldn't want to be him right now. It's Howard Nash. Very, very powerful man. People like that, they have all sorts of ways of extracting their revenge.
Michael, over here. I took the liberty of ordering you a scotch. That's right, isn't it?
That's fine. Thanks very much.
Your contract's up in my suite, waiting for signature. I thought we might have a bite of lunch first. Discuss your future in some detail.
That sounds very pleasant. Is everything okay as far as the other thing?
Everything's splendid, Michael. Splendid. The newspaper's going to publish its retraction tomorrow. The girl's gone to lie on some beach in Barbados. And Frank Summers is in Europe, enjoying a well-deserved promotion, ostensibly for a totally different employer. Thanks to you, everybody's happy.
Norman Tebbit!
Bloody hell!
What do you think?
What do I think I try and do? Give me nightmares?
It's for the darts. Did it this morning. Thought it might encourage the punters. Mind you, you'll have to give him a Scargill and a David Owen as well. Don't want to be accused of political prejudice.
No, yeah. Very nice treason.
What's wrong? Yesterday you were going to buy the world. What's happened to all that lovely money you were going to turn my head with?
You may well ask.
You blew it, didn't you?
No, I didn't. Oh, never mind. The Arabs were right, the world's a cucumber.
Are you feeling all right?
No. No, I'm not, as it happens. Matter of fact, I was thinking of taking a little holiday.
Holiday?
Yeah, I don't know, I don't know, just a few days, maybe a walking tour of the Peak District. I don't know, just to the end of the week, you know. Thank you.
Splendid.
So, which of my ideas appeals to you most?
I thought your beach cleaning scheme had a lot of potential. You've certainly done your homework.
Thank you.
Yes. You've put your time in the north to constructive use. Unlike my new friend, Eddie.
Eddie.
Well, Eddie's a Londoner, too, as it turns out.
I'm sorry, I don't,
Didn't I tell you? He's the little tyke who put Josie up to it in the first place. Unfortunately, she never did learn his surname. Ring a bell, doesn't it?
Oh, no. No, I've never known anyone called Eddie.
Oh. Well, never in your whole life? Anyway, you certainly don't want to meet this specimen. How's your squid?
It's delicious.
Mine too.
Actually, Sir Howard, I'm a bit surprised you don't forget about him altogether.
You are?
Well, I mean, a little squirt like that. I mean, isn't it a bit beneath your dignity?
Let me give you a little paternal advice. In business, once the word gets about that you can be harmed with impunity, you might as well chuck the whole thing in. Retire to some old folks' home. That's why even the Eddies of this world have to be dealt with.
Right then, Colin. I'll give you a bell Wednesday. Before lunch, I'm down to play golf in the afternoon.
OK. See you, Danny.
Yeah.
Hello, Mike. Hi, Danny. Sorry, it's Howard Nash, Danny Ryan.
I'm his cousin.
Cousin? You didn't tell me you had relatives up here. Nice to meet you, Mr. Ryan.
Same here.
You must be very proud having a bright young man like Michael in the family.
Well, yes. He's got a head on his shoulders.
We were just about to have a brandy. Would you care to join us?
I think Danny was just leaving, weren't you?
I'm in no particular hurry.
I'll set them up.
Sorry if it upsets you, me gate crashing your posh lunch.
Oh, don't be daft. It's not that. It's just a little bit awkward right now.
Oh, well, I'll do my best not to embarrass you then with my rough northern ways.
Just listen. I can't tell you about it now, but it's just too complicated. But whatever you say, don't say anything about it. Anything.
Don't say anything about anything.
What line of country are you in, Mr. Ryan?
Ah, me and the family own part of the amusements on the Pleasure Beach.
Oh, yes? Pleasure Beach. Great fun. And is Michael involved in all this?
Well, in a way, yes. Him and his...
Smart arse London ways. That's just a little joke. Danny will often take the mick out of me about coming from London, and I'll have a crack at him about the North. It's kind of a family gag. Isn't that right, Danny?
Frankly, I find the whole north-south divide a great deal of nonsense. And the sooner it's put a stop to, the better. Don't you agree, Mr. Ryan?
Well, yes. Yes, I suppose so. What I'm saying is, if you want to find out about the North, you're not going to do it sitting on your backside in a place like this.
No, I suppose not.
What you want to do is you want to spend a full evening with a proper northern family, eat with them, drink with them, talk with them, man to man. I tell you what, Sir Howard. Next time you're up this way, me and Julie will be honoured. Mind you, you'll have to take us as you find us.
Well, I'm sure that would be delightful, Danny.
We might even ask young Mr. Fix-It here along, so you won't feel outnumbered. All right, Mike?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe even that bright sparkle. Bloody hell, is that the time?
Yeah, it's nearly 3.
That should have been somewhere an hour ago. Well, it's lovely to leave you. Sir Howard, it's been really nice meeting you. Really nice.
And you, Danny. And you.
See you, Mike. Watch him, Sir Howard. He's not as dewy-eyed and innocent as he looks.
Nice chap.
Yeah, very nice.
Well, finish up your drink. We'll go upstairs and get you put properly onto the payroll.
Sorry to interrupt, Sir Howard. Sorry to interrupt. Tell that brother of yours I want to see him in my office, will you?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Right?
I didn't know you had a brother, Michael.
Hey, if I had a brother like a Baker, Sir Howard, ta-ra.
You are a clever boy, aren't you? A really clever boy. Brother Eddie drops me into the manure and you extricate me, earning my undying gratitude.
You've got it wrong. That's not how it happened.
Well, I'm impressed, Michael. Really impressed. Perhaps I could give you a little more advice.
You believe me.
You're bright and follow advice. You'll take your talent and your brother abroad.
Look.
Not any of the usual places, of course. Not Australia, or America, or Europe. Not anywhere where I have friends. I'd recommend some remote island in the South Seas, where you might both scrape a living bartering with the natives.
Eddie! Oh, Mike, listen, mate, I think I know what this is about.
Do you, mate? Do you? Well, that's more than I bloody do, except you really gone and passed yourself this time.
How was I to know you were trying to get a job with it?
Who gives a monkeys whether you knew or not? How could you get involved in something so bloody savage?
Don't you get all righteous with me, mate. You're to blame your precious boss and dipped his bit for anything naughty.
It's all right, Eddie. I can wait all day. I've got no place else to go.
Mate, listen, it's all right. I think I can fix it.
Fix it? You can fix it? How are you going to fix it, Eddie? Like you fixed it so we can't go back to London? How are you going to fix it? Tell me, Eddie, I am dying to know.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I can go and apologise to him.
Oh, Jesus!
Sir Howard, could you spare a moment? A full week, Sir Howard, and one that didn't turn out entirely as you expected.
Yes, well, I think the less said about that, the better. We've seen an unfortunate example of one of the very worst aspects of our society. Fortunately, in this instance, the truth has prevailed. However, I would prefer to concentrate on some of the more positive things that have happened since I've been up here.
Such as?
Such as the idea that I've come up with to resolve the very serious problems on our northern beaches. I've already...
Yes. Sir Howard, do you have any comment to make about the recent allegations?
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Sir Howard.
Excuse me, Sir Howard.
Good God!
Please, Sir
How
Howard.
dare you come pestering me in a place like this?
I've been trying to get hold of you, excuse me, all week, but you just won't answer my calls.
Hardly surprising under the circumstances.
Just a moment, Sir Howard.
I would have thought it was fairly obvious even to you that we have absolutely nothing to say to one another.
Sir Howard Nash.
Oh, Jesus.
That's correct.
Pleased to meet you. My name's Eddie. Eddie Baker. I'm Mike's brother.
Good God.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, only I believe there's been a little bit of a misunderstanding over this newspaper business, and I just wanted to reassure you that Mike knew absolutely nothing about it.
And also to say I'm very sorry if it's caused you any embarrassment at all.
Any embarrassment at
So,
all?
what do you say? Apologies all round, no harm done and no hard feelings?
Eddie. Unbelievable. Completely unbelievable.
Oh, there was one other thing.
You take your hand
I
off her.
thought you might like the chance to meet an old friend. You remember Hazel, don't you, Sir Howard?
No. No, I'm afraid I don't.
Really? Oh, well, it was quite a while ago, wasn't it? Was it 6 years, 7?
7 years.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't recall.
Funny, really, because you wouldn't expect anybody forgetting a girl like Hazel, would you? However many people they meet.
Yes, well, I'm sorry.
Interesting girl, Hazel. Funny enough, talking about newspapers, I was saying to you just this morning, wasn't I, Hazel? She ought to sell her life story to the press. Be some embarrassed faces around the breakfast table as she did. Actually, funny enough, I think there's some members of the press here today, Hazel.
Are you threatening me, Baker?
What? I don't approve of threats. Nash, old chap, and I don't approve of people who make threats. I mean, I know how upset I'd be if someone was to threaten me, or any member of my family.
Then it's fortunate, Mr. Baker, that neither you nor any member of your family is under any sort of threat.
Really? Oh, I don't know. That's a rather hard thing to be sure of nowadays.
I think you can be reasonably confident.
Really? Well, that is nice. That is nice, isn't it, Mike? Well, it's been a pleasure to meet you, Sir Howard, my man. After everything Mike's told me about you. Come in, Mike.
In a minute.
I really believed you. I really did believe you, my poor wife.
I'm afraid you still have a great deal to learn about life, Michael.
Yeah. Haven't I just?
That was terrific, man. Thanks a lot. See you again, all right? Brilliant. Oh, I told you I'd fix it, didn't I, little brother?
Yeah, you told me. Oh, I made a right mug of myself, didn't I?
No, it's a nice quality. Trusting people.
Is it? You knew all along there were others, didn't you?
Others? That place wouldn't be big enough to hold all the crumpet he's knocked off. We'd need the tower ballroom and all.
Yeah, but Eddie, how'd you dig her up? I mean, even if you knew, how'd you find her at such short notice?
Mike, my man. My main man. Be honest. Can you remember what you had for dinner 7 years ago?
No, of course not.
No. And neither can Sir Howard Nash.
Spin the wheel of misfortune, throw the loaded dice. Mind your peace, jump the cues, we're bursting through the